Joining us right now is the co-host of The Five, Juan Williams, along with former presidential candidate and former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. Great to see you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Governor, let me kick it off with you. Your expectations for today. What will be the main themes for voters?
I think people need to just ask themselves a simple question. Are they better off than they were 2 years ago? And the answer is yes. Their 401ks are stronger. Their jobs are up. They have paychecks and bonuses. We have fewer people who need food stamps. We're not against food stamps, but we'd like to see people have jobs. All of those things are happening. We have a stronger place in the world. We have a president who cares about border security. I'm not sure what on earth people would be thinking by voting to put people like Pelosi and Maxine Waters in place who want to go screaming at people in their private lives. That's beyond my comprehension to understand.
And Juan, you recently wrote an op-ed in The Hill about the number one issue you said driving voters, and that is, you said it was health care. The op-ed is titled "Health Care is a Big Winner for Dems." Explain.
Well, clearly, if you look at the advertising that we've seen, that's the number one issue, Maria, health care. And lots of talk about pre-existing conditions and what's covered and what's not covered. And, of course, the Democrats emphasizing that while Republicans, and especially President Trump, were so critical about Obamacare and the 60 votes to repeal and replace, since you've had Republican majorities in both the House and Senate, we've seen nothing in terms of a better plan offered by the Republicans. So this has hit home in terms of what gets traction with voters. The economy has not hit home, although it's doing fine. The tax cut, in fact, has gone in reverse. People think the tax cut has benefited the rich and big corporations.
Yeah, but that's not true. We know
well,
that.
I don't know if it's not true. I'm just telling you.
I'm not believing it. I'm not
politics.
buying it that health care is the number one issue.
Oh, it
Carl,
is.
what do you think? I feel like it's jobs, but...
Oh, no, you look at the polls. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, but I don't believe the polls.
But look, it's one issue, pre-existing conditions, and it doesn't affect a lot of people directly, but it's an emotional issue that touches a lot. The Republicans have offered good ideas, which have gone, which have been passed through a series of measures in the House, things like expanding health savings accounts, about things that will make private insurance more affordable, more accessible, reforms of our health care system to expand electronic health records, transparency. There are lots of associated health plans, allow small businesses to join together and pool their risks. There are lots of things that Republicans have done, but none of them have the emotional punch of saying pre-existing conditions. And Republicans, where they've handled this right, have muted the issue. Missouri, where Josh Hawley stands up in a debate and says, my child has a life-threatening illness. Of course I'm going to be concerned about people with pre-existing conditions.
But the Dems act like the Republicans want to eliminate the pre-existing. That's not true.
Well, look, what the Democrats are saying is if you want to protect pre-existing conditions, you have to accept all the bad things in Obamacare, which is not true. You can get rid of the rest of the bad things in Obamacare and do what we've done for years, which is leave the question of pre-existing conditions and how you deal with them up to the states. Many states had risk pools in place that were dealing with the issue of people who face pre-existing conditions.
You know what?
That was wiped out by Obamacare.
Carl is reaching for anything he can here, and he's deep in the weeds. The fact is that if you look at Obamacare,
well, let's not get into the weeds.
Which was
Obamacare.
I know you can talk, but anyway, Obamacare clearly was unpopular in 2010 midterms. It drove what we saw was a 63-seat loss for Democrats and President Obama. It's an incredible turnaround that in 2018, what we're seeing is Obamacare is now more popular than any of the tax cuts promulgated by It's true. It's absolutely true. The American people know that what has been done by the Republicans is an empty promise. We can do much better.
Oh, come on.
Obamacare, if it was so popular, why have only 7% of Americans with health insurance in the Obamacare exchange? Wasn't it supposed to be universal care for everybody?
Yeah.
And if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
And who is under?
That was a lie.
You did.
Finish. I haven't finished.
Oh, you want to go on for the whole show?
This is like Sunday morning. Interrupting me again. All of the promises used to sell Obamacare have turned out not to be true.
Oh, get out of here.
And there's no reason whatsoever that we have to accept all of Obamacare in order to have one thing and one thing only, which is protections for people with pre-existing
Governor, jump in here. Go ahead, Governor.
Gee, I feel like I'm back at one of the Republican presidential debates, standing over on the sidelines here. Look, the president's made it very clear he's not going to touch pre-existing conditions. He's going to guarantee them. That's the bottom line. There's no reason to make this some big political issue. The Democrats have absolutely outright lied about the Republican position. That's the bottom line, Juan. You cannot deny that. There's not a Republican out there who is saying they're going to take away health coverage for people with a pre-existing condition, and they've made it very clear they're not. So for Democrats to demagogue that issue, it goes back to the time when Nancy Pelosi said, we won't know what's in this plan until we pass it. And that's the problem. They still don't know what's in that plan, and they just use it for political bait, and it hasn't worked, and I don't think it's going to work today.
That is well-worn rhetoric going back to 2010, but I tell you what, I think the American people are pretty clear about the idea that Obamacare and the idea of protections for people who have illnesses, not only pre-existing conditions, but if you stop and think about having children on your insurance plan till you're 26 and the like, this is what America cares deeply about and why it has proven to be a convincing political issue this year.
The president said he's going to protect pre-existing.
He hasn't done anything.
Let me ask you
this. In fact, let me just tell you, what he did was he undermined the individual mandate so he could say, I destroyed Obamacare.
Go ahead, Governor.
That's not true, Juan. He has been explicitly clear that pre-existing conditions and taking that away is off the table. So you cannot say that the president hasn't addressed this. He has repeatedly addressed it. Maybe you need some hearing aids to hear him because he's made it very clear.
Is the rhetoric around the economy, because I feel like with 250,000 jobs created in the last month, this is the employment report on Friday, it almost feels like Chuck Schumer, and you made this point repeatedly, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are trying to talk down the economy, Dakin.
Oh, they are. They would love for it to stink to high heaven right now.
But it doesn't, Juan. We got a great economy.
Nobody's saying that. We're saying there's something bigger at stake here in this election, especially, as you heard, character of this country. Hateful, divisive, it's got to stop.
Real quick, Carl.
Let's come back to this. This deserves more conversation.